سلام بچه‌ها، حالتون چطور؟ امیدوارم که حالتون خوب باشه. با چنل آموزش زبان انگلیسی در خدمتتون هستم. این چنل کلی لغات انگلیسی و گرامر انگلیسی و 504 لغت ضروری انگلیسی رو با استفاده از فیلم‌های مختلف بهتون آموزش میده. پس اگر می‌خوایم با استفاده از فیلم‌های مختلف در کمتر از 10 دقیقه بخش آموزشیمون کلاً به 10 دقیقه هم نمیرسه. در کمتر از 10 دقیقه تمام فیلم‌ها رو یاد بگیریم. فقط کافی هستش که این چنل رو ساب کنید و زنگوله کنارش رو فشار بدید تا هر وقت براتون فیلم جدید بارگذاری کردم متوجهش بشین و لایک و کامنت یادتون نره. بریم که فیلم جدیدمون رو شروع بکنیم و ببینیم که این قسمت از ویدیومون به چه صورت هستش.
exaggerate, 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 exaggerate.
My analyst says I exaggerate my childhood memories, but I swear I was brought up underneath the roller coaster in the Coney Island section of Brooklyn.
The film did not exaggerate.
I hope for our sake they exaggerate.
How they exaggerate all this. The soldiers.
Prone to exaggerate the size of the cat.
Holy so.
Amateur, 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 amateur.
Cause of death was truly, solely suicide, and you are guilty of nothing but some damage to the trellis and a few amateur theatrics.
Eudora Fletcher is an amateur pilot, and the afternoon is spent relaxing and retelling old flying experiences.
It was an amateur, chef.
Even a reasonably good amateur would know it was mathematically the best hand.
There were 37 amateur fire brigades.
Mediocre, 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 mediocre.
My career has been mediocre, while your career has skyrocketed to the top.
I was just an average guy from an average place with mediocre aspirations.
The situation grows worse when she meets Luis Martinez, a mediocre and cowardly bullfighter with whom she falls in love.
I've seen some of the most mediocre dumbass chicks, but with the right guy, get very far.
There's nothing mediocre about Debbie Conn.
Variety, 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 variety.
But to really express myself in a variety of ways.
Should I discover a lapse in any variety during my absence, I promise swift and merciless justice will descend upon you.
I worked for a variety of sirs.
The efficiency and variety of our light industrial installations are a joy to behold.
Okay, what we've got in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York is a number of gay men who've been hit with a variety of opportunistic infections, and really that's all we.
Ballad, 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 ballad.
No marriage other than a Christian marriage is considered valid.
Trace is confirmed and valid.
So without hooks, the conviction wouldn't be valid.
Do you honestly think that is a valid statement?
finding a valid receipt for a faulty domestic appliance.
Survive. 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 Survive.
You will not long survive the evil that now spreads from Mordor.
What if he doesn't survive?
After so long, I know I must learn to survive on my own and accept you will not return.
But my natural instinct is to survive.
And I fear that it will not survive the winter.
Weird. 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 Weird.
I'll explain when I get home, and if anything weird happens, you call me right away.
That sounds weird. No.
You're imitating the God-Man. It's weird.
He was one of those guys that had that weird light around him.
I liked her because she was weird.
Prominent. 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 Prominent.
But it afforded Owen the opportunity to join a new faction in a prominent role.
The Jews have become far too prominent in many aspects of German life.
Bill Kern's sports show. His wife Seal adored a very prominent ventriloquist. And this always used to drive Abe crazy.
The constellation of Virgo is very prominent in the sky right now, in Scotland.
More prominent than other memories have been up on the screen.
Security. Security. Security.
In China, Lao Security Investment stands for Dynamic New Growth.
The office was closed and security tightened.
So, what about security?
Can you get us in past security?
I just worked the door. I'm just security.
Bulky. 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 Bulky.
Just kind of bulky. Will it make her bulky? Ron.
They'll be pretty bulky, but we only need to wear them when the powder's out in the open.
It's bulky, but I consider it carry-on.
Well, it is too bulky.
Reluctant. 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 Reluctant.
Since you are reluctant to provide us with the location of the rebel base.
And you yourself seem reluctant to see him hanged.
From the beginning, you seem so reluctant. I'm reluctant to fish around and cause problems for everybody.
Everything's taken care of, but I'm reluctant to talk on the phone.
Obvious. 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 Obvious.
Sir? Well, it's obvious this fellow Williams is impressed with you.
For obvious reasons, I couldn't wait for your permission.
Keaton was the real prize for them, for obvious reasons.
even if it's obvious what the words mean.
Once you know, it's actually very obvious.
از اینکه تا پایان این ویدیو من رو همراهی کردین خیلی ازتون ممنونم. لطفاً فیلم رو دوباره و دوباره نگاه کنید و کلمات داخلش رو تکرار بکنید تا با لهجه و تلفظش کاملا آشنا بشید و براتون قابل درک و فهم بشه. ساب، لایک، کامنت یادتون نره و حتما زنگوله رو بزنید تا در صورتی که براتون فیلم جدید بارگذاری کردم اون رو ببینید. تا جلسه بعد، خداحافظ.